friends, so another update. Now it's been a while since I've done one because I've been working at night on this. Been busy during the evening, and I only had time at night work on it until like midnight and quit. But you can see now the shed has 1, 2, 3 walls already established, and then the fourth one is coming along right here. So this is how I attached it. So this is the first one I was working on, and the last video was this on the floor and laying it down. So I put it up and put these concrete anchors. This is a 5.5 inch long wedge bolt or anchor bolt, in half an inch wide, or diameter half an inch. And these are they call them sill barrier plate or barrier plate, I'm not sure, but I bought these separately from Lowe's. They didn't have them, so I had them shipped to me. So I bought I think 18 of them. So I decided to put 3 on each wall, one every 32 inches. And you know, the bolt itself comes with the washer and nut, and then I added this to keep the piece of wood on the ground, you know. So the reason I did this is because in my case the wall is not underneath the roof. So the roof itself is not sitting on the wall, it is sitting on what they previously established, which is this thing here. Now of course I'm going to attach the wall to the post that I put, and then the post and the wall things I'm going to attach them here, but still it's not attached basically to anything heavy to keep it in place in case of high winds, because what if there is like a hurricane or something and it will be high wind, and then we'll, you know, just remove the wall from the concrete. So that's why I added these to keep it in place, and now it's very, very strong. I don't think this will be removed by any sort of wind at all. Maybe the side paneling will be removed, but not the wall itself, because it's just really strong. And all this wood is pressure treated wood, so it's good for a situation like this. So I'm glad I had these 4x4 posts put up in the center and in the corners, because you can see now this is extra wood. I'll be working the rest of it. You can see now in the corner I have something to attach the wall to, and instead of, you know, just another 2x4, it's 4x4, and another 2x4 will sit here and attach to it, and this is attached to the concrete really strongly. So I think it will be very, very strong wall after it's complete. This is the second panel, and you can see I put same thing for the bolts. Put 3 on this wall, and this is about 10 feet long or less, so about 36 inches or 32 inches apart for each one of these bolts. And coming here in the corner, same situation. Now of course I could have skipped this one and just stayed with this last 2x4 or stud, but I decided to go ahead and do it because the paneling you would buy, they are designed to span 48 inches, and if I skip this one, then the end may sit here and nothing to attach it to, and that sort of thing. So I thought, I'm on it now, it's $3 for a stud, let me just go ahead and put it in. So I did, and that's why there is this one here and another one next to it right there. So I also put these brackets on top and bottom just for added security. And you don't see it, but there is the 2x4 here, another 2x4 here, and behind them both there is the 4x4 post that I put up. You don't see it still, huh? Okay, yeah, well, there is a 4x4 post right there. So I can attach them to it and it will be very, very secure. It is secure right now, it's not going anywhere. I'm trying to move it, it doesn't move. So, I feel it is very strong. So the original plan was, my original plan was for the doors to go here, and then another wall here, and have only one window on that wall. Now, last weekend it was raining so much, and I noticed the rainwater was all the way up to the concrete edge here. So if it rained a little bit more, the water would have gone up and perhaps go inside. So that got me thinking, if it's a door, you know, a door will be opening, it will have openings and the water will come in easily. Compared to this side, there was nothing here in terms of water. On this side, there was nothing. So it was completely, you know, just wet, no standing water. Here there was standing water, which I'll be addressing at some point. I'll put some sort of a French drain or something and then just suck it out with a pump each time it rains hard. But that just got me thinking about changing my mind and putting the doors actually there, facing that shed, and here just put another wall with another window in it, just because when this is attached to the concrete there will be paneling, and I'm planning, I already ordered it on Lowe's, it's coming. It's one of these black color, I don't want to say caulking, but it's a sealant. It's one of these flexible sealant. Caulking is a little bit stiff, but if you get the silicone caulking, then maybe it's flexible. But this one is flexible. I bought a box of them, so they should be coming soon. So the idea is, after let me see if I can go around here. After I put the wall up, like this one here is complete. I'm going, and you can see the thing I put underneath, you know, to protect it from humidity or water from the concrete. Even though it's pressure treated, but you know, this is just $6, so why not use it? I was gonna put the thing I ordered here, the black silicone flexible sealant, here, and that way if water comes in, goes high, hopefully here will be sealed and it will not go in. Now up here there will be the panels, the wall panels right here. So I was thinking, after I put the panels, I will put another bead of sealant on the inside down here, and maybe another inch or two up here, hopefully to stop water from going in, even if it goes up to here. But I don't think that will happen, but just in case. And even if it happens and water gets in, then I wouldn't have things in there that will get damaged with water, or at least if they do, they wouldn't be too much of expensive items. It's not a living space, just a storage. Now then, I will need to also address these holes here in the bracket, which I will put that silicone thing in here and, you know, seal that. So a lot of sealing will be happening. So this other wall and the one next to it will be identical. I left it this way because that opening is where the window will go, and I needed 24-inch wide thing for the window, so that's why I left two studs not installed. And you see here, this last piece, the stud was supposed to come here, but between here and here is just like 2 inches, 3 inches, so I didn't bother putting a stud here. I'm still thinking maybe I will, maybe I will not, but we'll see. I don't think I will because it's just too close to this one, so I don't need one. Unlike that, this is several inches, not only a few. This is maybe 6-7 inches there. Okay, so I'll do a video later after I frame the window opening for both of them. Perhaps I'll do another video and put it up, showing how the framing goes, although there are many videos on YouTube about that part, framing a window opening. It will require a lot of wood but it's fine. Wood, the one I chose is like $3 a piece. They used to be $3.50, now it's even $3. So just an update. It's been going well, except the weather has been hot and humid, just such a hot weather that you can't really work without wiping your sweat every minute or two. So anyway, hopefully I'll be finished in the next couple weeks, I would say. Okay, I'll do another update later on. So this should be it for now. Alright, well, thank you so much. Hello everyone, welcome back to an update here. This is the two walls on this side of the shed. I decided to move the door from here to that side, and I ended up with two walls. So since I decided to put a window on this side here on the right, I thought I'll do the same exact thing on this other side. That way they match looking at it from the house. So you can see there is standing water down here. That's because it's been raining for a while. Just rained a few minutes ago and several days ago, and for the next several days will be raining too, which is good, but not good for my project. But still good overall. So yes, I did frame the walls, and in my previous video I showed you I left two studs out that gave me 46.5 inches wide opening for the window, and that's what I did here. I framed the window opening. These pieces of wood are not attached to anything right now. I just kind of cut them, put them in place. They just need to be fastened together, and I'll use some glue to accomplish that too, and nails and screws. So the opening for the window required 24-inch by 24-inch in size in opening space. That's the minimum. That will give me about 1/4 of an inch on all sides, sort of enough for, you know, expansion and contraction, stuff like that. These are the two windows I purchased from Lowe's. This was $60 a piece, so I thought it's good size. It's not too big, not too small. Strange thing about these is the bigger the size, the cheaper the price is. The smaller the size, the more expensive. So this was kind of in between. They have a smaller size for $70. They have a bigger size for $50. So I bought the medium size that slides open left and right. So this is item number 3209, and it says here minimum opening is 24 by 24 inch. So that's what I did. This is a sample of the window. This is the second one. It is sitting here, and that's how it's gonna look like. Of course, right now it's not attached to anything. I just put it in there to make sure it fits in the hole and stuff. But all these pieces of wood here, they are not attached to anything. I just thought I'll lay them down and fasten them later. But that later been like 3 days now, and I haven't done it just because so much rain. So I might just do that now and wait until this side here is dry, so I can stand both walls up. I don't want to stand them up on wet sill barrier here, so we'll see. As long as it is complete, the standing up part is simple. Yeah, so I just wanted to do an update here on them. I'm very proud of this work. So it's good, good project. It took a lot of time, but I think it's good experience to have. So yeah, That's how a window opening looks like, or a framing for a window, if you want to have a close-up. So there is the top. My walls are not going to be load bearing walls. They are just sitting underneath the roof. The roof is not sitting on them, so that's why I didn't do too much here to, you know, distribute weight and stuff. Although I think it's good enough even if it was load bearing, but it's not in my case. In your case, if it is, maybe you need more pieces of wood and stuff. But I thought this is simple enough, but not too simple, but also not an overkill. So it didn't cost me much actually. All these pieces of wood, maybe like 3 2x4 8 feet long pieces, 3 or 4 of them. So they were not too many. So that's how it looks like. The K is for king stud, and then the J is for jack stud, and these two things here are called cripple, and that is the sill for the window opening, and the top for the window. I'm not sure what that is called. So okay, I just thought I'll do an update before I start fastening things together. So I'm going to be using some glue in between, and then fasten them, then nail them together. All right, thank you so much. Until next time, cheers. Hello friends, quick update. I stood the walls up here, the window ones. I showed you in the last clip that I was working on those. So I put everything together now, so you can see how they look like. So there is 2 pieces of wood there, and one long and one short. I guess they call it king stud and a jack stud, and then cripple boards right here, these 2. And the window will sit here. I already fit it, fits fine. So I used a combination of glue and screws, and in some spots I also use nails for the windows. So there is one there and one here. So that completes 3 sides of the shed. Then the big question was about the door. So here is the door opening. I took some time to think about the door, because you have to make a decision now and it will stay with you for a long time. So I wanted to think about it good amount. So I came up with this. I have an opening of 114 inch and a half total. So I put a stud there, the regular 16 inches. And then next to that stud, I put 2 more for the door. So I put the king stud and the jack stud with the regular stud on the right for each side. So you could do 2 pieces and be fine, but I thought let's just do 3. That will make it better, stronger for when I'm installing the hinges for the door, because I decided to go with the double door. Even with that, deciding double doors, I needed to think about what the size should be. So I was contemplating a regular size door plus a smaller one, like 45 plus 15. The 15 stays closed all the time, but I changed my mind and I went with 75 inch opening, or 75 inch or less opening in the width, and height is 69 inch high. Remember, I'm limited by the roof. The roof was already there, so I couldn't really cut it and stuff. I mean, I could, but why? It was already there, so otherwise I would have made it higher, but I'm limited by that. So the opening is 75 or less, 74 3/4, and the height is 68 3/4. So then I will do the calculations and make a decision about the width of each door. I think I'm gonna make them both the same width. One of them stays closed all the time, the other one I'll be using in case I need it, and I'll be using it. Let's go inside. So this is the glue I used. Now this is just an empty container that I put some extra stuff in temporarily while I'm working here. So this is liquid nails. I bought that on sale for $1.25. I already used 3 of them, and this is the 4th one. So here inside, I made sure it's all plumb and level. I also added this piece of wood on top of the top here. So I put glue, and then I put this in and clamped it, and then I used screws to screw it in all the way. And then on top of that, I put this top piece of wood on top of it so you don't see the screws. And this one I screwed it from the top, so that's how you see the opening. That's too dark in there. You see it's clean look, no screws or anything in there, or the top or the bottom. Now the bottom, I was also deciding, should I just leave that piece of wood there, or should I just cut it off? Because I could have just used the smaller pieces of wood on the side and just left that piece out. But I thought, let me have it there and think about it in the future. If it is becoming like a trip hazard and I'm tripping on it all the time, then I can easily just cut it off and remove it. So for the anchors, wedge anchors, I decided to do 2 only. So there is one there, I haven't finished it yet. I'm covering it because it's supposed to rain, so I don't want rain to go in the hole and accumulate there. I already cleaned it, so I'm covering it to prevent water from going in. And the same thing here. So in the future, if I use it for a while and this piece of wood proves to be not a big obstacle in the way, then I might use the Tapcon brand of concrete screws to put in there and just screw it in, just like they did with the previous chain link fence. But as of now, I don't need to. I'll just leave it there and see what happens. If it's a trip hazard, then I'll remove it. If not, I just think it's good there for the door to, you know, sit in place, and then also if anything water or something, it will be blocked by that, so it's good. Yeah, so the purpose of this piece of wood on top, I added that. The purpose of this is to secure the whole thing to the structure, which is that's the old structure they had already in place, and it's very strong. Whatever they did a good job. It's been here for years and it's been great under the elements. So this is what I'm gonna do, is attach this piece to that. I'm gonna put some glue on behind it and just use screws and screw it in. Maybe some nails, but screws first and then nail it in, just some extra. So yeah, the next step will be to put the LP smart panels up. They are like $40–50 a piece. According to my calculations, I will need 15 pieces of those, so it will be around $600 or $750, depending on which one I pick. So we'll see. I might get a chance to use my brand new table saw that I haven't even unboxed yet, still in the box, but I might get a chance to use it, or just use circular saw for simplicity. Alright, well, I just thought I'll do this update, and I'll keep you guys updated. There is a look on the door opening in case you're interested. Let's see. Yeah, it's not a good, it's too bright outside, that's why. It's fine, I'll show you later. Alright, thanks. Hello everyone, quick update. I finished the doors. Kind of finished the doors. I still need to put, well, this is the door right here. That's it there. That's one of them. And the other one is same exact measurements. I did use glue in the joints, and also 6-inch long timber screws. These are rated for pressure treated lumber, which what this is. So I will be putting another piece of wood diagonally from there to here and from there to here, and we'll be finished. Now, while I was working on getting the siding panels, I was gonna install them, but I discovered that most of this work I done was at night, working at night, so I didn't pay attention to this part. But I noticed, for example, this back wall. This is one of the simplest ones, because you see the bottom has a piece of wood where you can attach the panel to, the sides, the studs. The top didn't. So the top was sort of flush with the existing roof here. So last night, instead of me doing the panels, I ended up doing these. Just cut like 1.5 by 1.5 wide. This is two by 4 pieces, that leftover pieces. So instead of trashing them, I cut them in the middle and rip cut them in the middle, and then I attach them here with 2 screws with some glue on top, so I will have something to attach the panel to when I install it, which is what I'm gonna do this evening. At least that's my plan. Once I finish this part, my plan is to use my table saw to cut some 2 by 4 on the side, you know, long ways, so I can install them on here, for example. So this is the other wall. You can see I added a couple pieces there and a couple here, but not the rest, because the rest is exposed enough for me to attach a nail at the siding and nail it in. So what I see is here. So I will be putting the siding here, and I need to, you know, attach it to something, and it's missing. So I'm gonna put half of the 2 by 4 here, and then same thing on that side, and whatever other sides are needed, I'll just do that with my table saw. So table saw, I bought some safety accessories, and they already arrived, so I'm gonna be using those to hopefully stay safe using it. It's a powerful, dangerous machine if you don't know how to use it, which I don't, but if I'm really careful, hopefully I'll survive it. All right, well, thank you so much. This is just a quick update. Hello friends, I welcome back to another quick video as an update to my shed build. So I did purchase the panels. I got 15 of them, and this is one of them sitting here. I've been measuring 74 inches long all the way here. This is the line where I will cut, and I've been using my straight edge here with my circular saw. To cut through it. I'm using a 90 teeth blade. It's been cutting smooth cuts, so it's pretty good. And then I use the blower here to blow the dust off, because there is so much dust. The reason I'm doing that, because I'm putting glue, construction adhesive, not glue, construction adhesive all over the place here on the studs. So the studs, before I put the panel up, I put construction adhesive all around and every single stud, and that's why I want it to be clean, so the adhesive will you know, bond. I've been using these, I think these are roofing nails that have washers. Here it is, rubber washer. It helps with water penetration. So that is that. And in the bottom here, in my previous video, I showed you how maybe I didn't show you, I don't remember, but the water gets all the way up to the concrete here. So for me, I was thinking I need something flexible to put here, so I purchased this silicone, GE Supreme silicone for outdoor sidings and windows and stuff like that. So I put a bead down here, a thick bead, all the way around, and I'm gonna finish it all the way there when I'm putting up the panel. So the idea is when the panel is here and it's touching this, so the water will go up to here and stop, and if it needs to go up higher, it will not go in because there is that silicone in. And I'm thinking maybe later from the inside when I'm finished, I can put a little bit more silicone there, but I'm not sure. Maybe I won't. We'll see. If it leaks, then I'll do that. But hopefully the water only gets up to here, unless if it goes higher and goes in, then we have a bigger problem than just water. We'll have maybe too much rain or something. So yeah, so I've been using my nail gun to just nail some things in to keep the panel in place while I do the actual nails, the roofing nails in. So that is one window. I cut it with my circular saw, but it was too tight in some spots, so I had to use my reciprocating saw here, and that worked just fine. Remember, this will be covered with the trim, I mean the window and then the trim, and I have it flashing and all that stuff, so it won't be seen. So rough cut is fine. Same thing here. So I've been using big panels here, and then the leftover on the side I'll have to use one of the small leftovers and stuff. So here is one of the side. I did this at night. There was no daylight, all LED lights I used. So it looks good. It would be nice if I can work during daytime, but I can't. I have a full-time job during the day, so I don't have time to work on this until late in the evening. Here is the other side. We just finished up these 3 panels here, 1, 2, and that third one. So again, I put construction adhesive all around below it, on each single stud. Even on top, you can see here there is the adhesive sticking out. Okay, maybe it doesn't focus on it, but it's all there. And oh yeah, let me show you. I've been using this Ryobi caulk gun, which is awesome. This thing, you just press the button and it dispenses at the same speed nicely. You just have to worry about your hand movement. And then I've been using this Ryobi nailer as well. It's a airstrike nailer. It's pretty good. This is the silicone I use, Supreme 100% silicone and waterproof. And I've been using, let's see, oh yeah, these nails. See, they have, this is not the box, I mean the bucket for the nails. I just put them here because they come in a box. I think the brand name is Grip, and I got them from Lowe's. So that's where I'm at. I thought I'll give you a quick update here. And these are the doors. I'll be finishing the doors sometime soon, but I thought I'll do the sides first. Oh yeah, let me show you from the inside. So this is how it looks like from the inside. It looks really nice. Just a lot of work. It's a big shed though. It's very strong, very sturdy. The floor is concrete. It's very good. Now I spent a lot of time on little details like this, adding these pieces of wood here to nail the panel to. Then I added these pieces of wood on this side and all the other corners as well, these, to nail the panel to from the other side. Remember, I was restricted by the roof already being there and the columns here being there already. So I couldn't go higher or wider or anything like that. So I was limited by those factors. So that's why I had to make adjustments. It's all good. Just a lot of work, but it's all good. You can see I missed a nail here. It's hard to tell where the studs are, even though just a second before I was able to see them. All right, so I just thought I'll give you a quick update, and then I'll do another video perhaps, or another 2 videos, one before I'm completely finished and one after I'm completely finished, and then we'll call it a wrap. All right, thank you so much. Hello friends, so quick update. Finished the window opening, and you can see I kind of overkilled it with the nails. But why not? I've got the nails, why not use them? So right now I'm going to be using these things here. So window flashing, it's a flashing tape, and then I'm gonna use this silicone tube, some screws, and this caulking gun or adhesive gun, and then my impact driver there, and hopefully it is an easy quick thing, but I'll take a quick video for each step. So once I do the flashing, I'll show you how it's done, or the finished product. So cool, thanks. Okay, so I installed the window flashing. There's one on each side here, one here, one here, and one here. And let me tell you, this is a good stuff, good material. It's kind of rubbery, sticky, so it's gonna hold good. So that's the reason it's 3 sides here, is because the top, we will put one on top when we put the window in. That way, if the water comes from the top, it will go out on it and then on top of the window, not behind it. So that's why there is not one on top. So now I'm going to put some silicone bead around it, some thick bead, and then put the window in, secure it, and then put one on top. So that's my next step. And for the window, make sure the weep holes will be in the bottom, so in case water goes inside of the window thingy, it will come out from the weeping holes. Alright friends, so I put window flashing on top also. I know I said earlier you don't need to, but I have extra. So I used some in there. I'm gonna use some on the other side, and then you can see the window is installed, so I'm gonna put some more flashing on top of it so the water will drip on the side. But the reason I put that is just because I have extra. So if you don't have extra, it's fine, you don't need to. I put Phillips head screws. These are wood screws, 1 5/8 long, and that gives me at least an inch or something inside of the wood. And I put a bead of silicone all around it. Now I know I was debating I should put some underneath or not, because if the water goes in, hopefully drips out. But then I thought, and the inside is open, so if the water goes behind it, it's not gonna come down here and drip, it's gonna just go inside, because that's the least resistance. So I went ahead and put silicone in the bottom. You can see I put a lot, but that's okay, it's just silicone. I know it's $10 a tube, but I already bought it. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that other side, and then I'm going to put the trim around it, which I already bought. I just need to cut it to size. All right, cheers. Okay friends, so I installed the windows, both of them. So I did the flashing, put silicone caulking around it, and I used screws to attach it, and it opens up just fine from the inside. You can see I put silicone all around it. Same thing with this one. Then I got to the point of using the trim, so I bought 2 8 feet long trim, 3.5 inch wide, and this is same brand as the siding, LP Smart siding, and this is how thick it is. It's really cool, very good. I got 2 of them, thinking one is good for one window, but after doing the measurements, I forgot about so when I'm putting 3.5 here and 3.5 here on this side. Combined is 7 inches, so I didn't add the 7 inches to the 24 inch here. So that's what I forgot to do. So I only bought 2, which now makes me short, so I can't use them unless I buy a third one. These were $15 a piece, so a third one, that will put me up to like almost $50 including tax. So I'm thinking, well, I have some leftover from the side panels here, so I was thinking maybe I can just cut these to size and attach 2 together with some glue and install them as the trim, because they look the same, they're just not as thick, but that's no big deal. And then I have this long piece right here. This is 72 inch long and 21 inch wide. So if you divide 21 inch by 3.5, and then the length of it, you will have enough for the window trim. So I might just use this piece because I can't really use it anywhere else. I mean, I could use it here on one of these sides, but it's okay. It's either I pay $50 for the trim there, or if I need another piece here, then I'll just buy another panel for $40. But I do have 4 pieces of panels left, so 4 pieces will be more than enough for here, doing the doors. I might end up with 1 extra to return and then some extra pieces on the side, but yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'll update you once I get the trim installed. All right, cheese. Guys, there is an updated video of the shed window side. This is how the window looks like now after I installed the trim around it. I decided to keep just 2 inches on each side here as a aesthetic. You can do 1 inch, half inch, or nothing. It's up to you. I made these trims myself. I attached 2 pieces of the leftover wood on the rough side, and I put glue, and then once they dried, I attached them with some 3-inch screws there. So there is one, and there is the other one. I'm so happy with them now. They look so cool. My plan is to paint the whole thing with this color, the gray color, but for the window trim, and maybe later on I'll do the door trim, I'll do that in white, just similar to this existing shed. You can see it's in gray, but also has this white sort of metal trim all around it, so it'll look cool. I also added the diagonal support. Oh yeah, this is how it looks like inside. It looks really good and big, actually, very, very strong. So I'm proud of my work. Of course, you see these little pieces there. I'm gonna finish that later. I ran out of pieces to use. So not pieces, but cut pieces to use. I have pieces, but they're not cut to size yet. This is one window. This is another window. So it opens up like so. Just pull this lever up and you drag it, and there you have it. You get some air, and then when you're finished, you just close it and then latch it back. It's cool. Good size of window. Oh yeah, so the doors I added, cut and added the diagonal pieces last night or yesterday. This is one of the sides of the diagonal piece, so I did it like a Z shape, and then this one as well. I decided to use pocket holes to attach these 2 pieces. So one here and one on this side, attached to this piece of wood, and this one on top. Now on the side, of course I couldn't do it this way, so I had to let me show you. I had to do it on the opposite side of the same piece of window to go on the left and right, and I did that for all of them. It's very strong. Of course I added glue to the mix, so now they are attached with pocket hole screws, outdoor ones, and glue. And then I went back and I added these corner supports out there and there in the bottom and one down here. So I think this will be a very strong door, will last many years to come. If not, I can always make a new one, but for now I think it looks really good. So the next step will be to add the panel on the door and cover that side up. And I'm thinking to start with, I'll do 3 what are they called, the latches thing, not latch, this thing, I forgot the exact name right now. The name is skipping my mind, but I bought 6 of these, thinking 3 on each side, but I think I'm gonna do 5 on each side just so it is sturdier, will hold more weight, because these doors may be heavy, you know, using all 2x4. So yeah, it's good so far. All right guys, well, until next video, hopefully it will be the finale. Well guys, let me apologize in advance, because between the last video where the doors and the sides and these openings there were still not done, and now you can see it's actually the whole thing is done, it's just the painting is left. Every time I was working, by the time I finish it's dark, and I just didn't have chance to do a video in between updates while it was daylight. I just had, you know, I have a full-time job, and by the time I come home in the evening and I work on something, it gets dark. That's when I quit. I even worked in the dark before on some pieces, but when it came to doing the doors, for example, or the hinges, little things like that, I wanted it to be during daylight, so I can see better. I don't want the shadows and stuff making me cause a mistake. But anyhow, let me show you outside now. Of course, I added gutters. The story of these gutters are, I planned on doing gutters, but the ones I picked before, they were the vinyl K style vinyl gutters, and when I did the calculation, they would have cost me about $200 to $300 to do it. So I decided it's not necessary, at least not for now. But one day I was at Lowe's and they had this other style of gutter. They call it the contemporary style gutter, vinyl gutters, and they were like 70-80% off on clearance for some reason. So I bought all the needed pieces and I ended up doing gutter after all, but it cost me less than $100, maybe like $60 or $80 with all the pieces. Those hangers here to hold the gutter in place were the most expensive, because I needed 32 of them for both sides, and they were like $250 each, or $260. That's after discount. All other pieces like those gutters, they were like $2, $250 instead of $14. End caps, they were like $1 or something. And I've got these other pieces here, the downspouts, they were like $3, you know. So anyhow, that's how I ended up with the gutter. So before I do the gutter, I wanted behind it to be painted with white, because the gutters are white and it just makes sense. They can be hidden with the white background. So I went ahead and painted in the back before I put the gutters on, and once I finished painting, did 2 coats of this paint here. I bought this paint about a year or 2 ago for something else, but it's exterior, it's white, and it's semi-gloss. So I went ahead and used it for this, even though I wanted satin, but I don't want to spend another $45 just for the purpose of getting satin white. So I went with the semi-gloss, and plus it makes the trim and edges pop when it's complete. So you can see those posts I painted with the same color, and then the trim around the windows I painted the same color, and then I closed out the holes here, as you can see. And I'm gonna go around, show you this other side. I also painted the top there, that top trim, also white. Of course, I put caulking in between the panels and the posts. This was a paintable caulking. Here is the gutter on the other side. I haven't finished the downspout because I need to finish the painting there first and then put the downspout on it. Okay, so here is this side, and we come to the door. You can see the door is complete. Now, I was saying in my previous videos that I may be using 5 hinges for the doors just because they are heavy, and that's what exactly I did. I use 5 hinges per door just to give it extra support, and I did not use the hardware included with these hinges. I used my own 2.5 inch long ceramic screws or fasteners to keep them in place. And you can see I put a trim around the door after it was finished, and then I also put these pieces here to replicate how it looks like inside. Now I'll show you. The door opens and closes very, very smoothly. I'm so happy with the result. Now, I showed you last time these brackets, corner brackets, and I ended up adding this one and this one. I put glue behind it, or adhesive, not glue. Put adhesive, and I used a clamp to hold it in place, and I had those 6-inch long Miles Craft clamps. They became super useful for this part. They held it in place until it was completely strong, and the whole purpose of this is to actually install one single screw on the other side. There it is. You can see it popping out from here, but that one single screw is important, so I didn't want to, just do this part and be done with it. Do it right. So that's what I try to do, is do the right thing all the time. And this door also, so I wanted to have this door is the most functional one, and this door stays closed unless I need it. And because of that, I went ahead and installed these. So now it's dark. Let me move the camera this way. Here we go. So I installed these. These are spring-loaded thingies. Now I have to push the door perhaps, but you basically, I can't do it while I'm holding the camera. You basically, too much light. Here we go. You basically push this up with the spring-loaded thing mechanism there. You push it up and you turn it, and then comes out, and another one down there. Once you do, then the door will open. Otherwise, it is locked in place, and that's how I want it to be. And I bought a handle. I'm going to be installing this handle later, and also a locking mechanism. You can see this is how it looks like inside, and I've got a ton of stuff. Well, not a ton actually, just a little bit of stuff in there, and you can see they are just taking small corner there, not really that big. And here is my table saw that I used to cut some stuff, and here is my leftover pieces that I use for the trim, for example. And there is my DeWalt thingy to hang on the side and put the wood there, the long pieces of wood. So my next step is to do the painting for the trim, and I've been debating, how do I do this? Do I put painter's tape all around this and paint it, or just remove one by one, and once I finish here, put it back and do the same with the other one? I'm leaning more towards the second option. Remove it, do the painting, put it back. that may be the simplest. Well, not the simplest, but the cleanest in terms of paint getting on it. Now I worry about it, the spot where the screw is going becoming big, but you know, it is what it is. So I think I'll do that. Same thing with these. I will remove them, do the painting, finish, put it back, and do the same thing for the second coat. So, and I did the painting here on this side too, like you can see. So the idea is I'm going to have those posts in white, and I had that top trim in white and the trim up there in white, and I'll have the white around the doors, and I have it around the windows. Then the rest will be all gray. I bought a paint that is exterior paint. I think they call it fossilized gray or something. It's not based on this, but it's similar to it, so I'll just cover the whole thing with the new paint. So that is my about 2-week period of an update. This was not simple. It actually took a lot of time to do this, all these little pieces and parts to be done. I mean, even these, like here, so I had to put this little piece to make up the space because I only have a trim here but not here, so I needed to put this piece here to make sure these two screws sit properly. And yeah, okay, I think I will be so happy with it when it's done, and it will look fantastic. But in the meantime, there is so much work to do. All right, thank you. Welcome back, friends. It's been a long while since I made a video of the shed, but as you can see, I've made big improvements, big progress I should say. I painted all the trims that I wanted to paint in white, and the rest of it is painted with one coat of gray color. I ran out of time. Now it's cold, so I don't want to paint now. I'll just give it another coat of the same color in the summer, which is about maybe 6 months from now. But I still have that blue painter's tape all around it because I used it when I'm painting, so I'm going to be removing that shortly. But I just wanted to do a quick overview on the outside, and then we'll take a look inside. So one of the things I was talking about before is running a cable underground. So I did eventually run it on the side here of the fence. I also painted, and will be painting the rest of the fence, not painting but stained it in red. You can see there I added another outlet there, you see on the fence, but the cable itself, this gray cable, turns red, you know, with the stain, so it's not really visible. Even if it is, it's no big deal. So here is where I put it underground, and it goes here to the side, and it comes up and it goes inside. I also installed these projector lights. I got those from Sam's Club. They were about $20 a piece. Excuse me. They're very bright, so they do good work. I have some of them over there. I also installed additional outlet here recently. There's a caulking behind it, but that will be painted gray later on next time, so it can stay like that for now. I also installed, by the way, I connected these to a smart switch inside of the shed, so I can turn them on and off with my phone, and if I'm here I can just press the button and turn them on. Then I installed light over here for the front of the door, and I put the switch for the light here because I want to be outside when I turn it on if I need to. And you know, you just flip it up, the light turns on, you flip it down, and the light turns off. So sometimes it's dark when I'm finished working, so I need to see. Also, I did not do this now. I may be doing that in the next few weeks, but I need a ramp for in the front here because I have my lawnmowers and stuff go in and out of the shed, so I need a sort of a ramp. So I will be building that soon. If I did not upload the video for the shed on YouTube, by the time I do it, I'll just add it here to the end. Otherwise I will just not put it in the video. But that's how it looks like now. It's all gray with the panels here and the posts being white. I think the door turned out to be great, especially with that blue painter's tape all around it. It looks cool. But I'll have to remove that, and let's look inside. Hold on, give me a second. Let me pause it. Okay, so let's look inside. I still have another handle here I can put in and put a lock on it. I haven't put lock yet, but this is how it is. I installed a couple lights here, and I put the switch right here. What is it right here? So you see these two lights. That's how it looks like now. I installed outlets all around it, and I see those wires on top, and these will be organized later, but for now I just wanted to make sure everything is working so I can be finished with the wiring. And same thing here, I put some outlets, you can see, and it's a pretty big space actually. If you are standing here in the door, you see it's really big. I put a couple of shelves there. This stuff here will be organized later. Some of it goes to donation, and some of it would need to be organized better, so I have easy access in and out. But that's how it looks like from the inside for now. Yeah, like this pink chair, this is for donation. It's going out. Those two lamps also going out for donation. I'm not gonna be using them, but anyway, the main thing here is the light, or the power I should say, for the shed comes from the main electrical panel, goes under the house and then comes out here, all properly set up, by the way. I also went an additional step where I put a smart outlet, outdoor outlet underneath the house that controls the power to the shed. So that way, I'm not going to be using the shed every single day. So I turn it off completely. The whole power is off from underneath the house. And whenever I need it, I can turn it on from my phone, and then I'll get power here. So there will not be power in it all the time because I don't need it. So that means all these cables or the wire around the fence will all have no power in them unless I need them. So they'll be on demand, sort of a very long extension cord, or a glorified extension cord. So just for safety reasons. All right, well, thank you so much for watching the video. I appreciate it. If you have any comments or questions about anything that I've completed here, let me know. I know it took several months to put these videos together and put one long video online, so if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I know it's a long video, so thanks for sticking with it and watching it all the way. All right, thanks so much. Well guys, I just removed all the painter's tape, and I'm impressed with this tape. This is the 3M painter's tape. I'm not sure if it was rated for exterior use or not, I don't remember, but it's been out in the spot used for maybe 6 to 8 weeks under different weather conditions: rain, cold, hot, humidity. And this is the first strip I installed, was on this side, and look how clean that thing is. I just removed it. Look, no bleeding or anything. Just very clean. So it's impressive performance by the 3M painter's tape. Of course, I don't have experience with other ones, so I also wanted to show a view of the shed with the lights on. So here is the projector lights, 3 of them, and the front light there, and inside, Just a quick view. And this is how much painter's tape I removed. Almost one grocery bag full of tape. So anyhow, thanks again. Just a side note, the wire I used for the electricity there, it is rated for direct burial underground. So I dug like 8 inches down there underground and run it that way. So it is safe to be used underground. You must use the proper cable for safety. So that is the direct burial cable. Even though it's on the fence, still good resistance of heat and mold, mildew, and that stuff. So it's good. All right, well, thanks so much. I will see you all in the next video.